All right, let's wrap up our demonstrations, everybody, by going over some leg options. I went over quite a few leg options when I showed you some body weight exercises, so I'm not going to reproduce those today. Lunges, of course, is a great way to go. Squats with the bar. You're going to find leg presses in most gyms. This particular leg press is similar to what we have over in the Lions Center, a little different, but similar. And you want to make sure that you're in a good position as you start. Right now, this is pretty good for me. I'm slightly less than 90-degree angle. If this was here, this is really tight for me to get going, and it's going to put a lot of strain on my knees. So even though it's a lot of work, which seems like it might be good, we don't want to put your knees in that position and risk injury. So I'm going to adjust this to my limb length, and this looks pretty good for me. I put the pin in, and good posture as always. I'm going to tighten up the core. I'm going to activate the glutes, the quads, and the hamstrings, and that's pretty much what we're talking about today, how we can work the glutes, the quads, and the hamstrings in addition to lunges, squats that I've already showed you. Okay, so there's my leg press. I moved over to the leg press machine. We call this the sled. I'm in an inverted position, and I know everyone has seen this in the Lions Center. If you haven't tried it, when you do get access to a gym again, this is a great way to go because from this position, gravity is now a more powerful force in addition to the plates I have on. So, I'm going to press out, release the safety bars. I would encourage you to make sure you have this good alignment from your hip, through your knee, through your ankle, through your toe. If you turn your toes out or in too much, it's going to put a lot of strain on the knees. By keeping this nice straight alignment from hip to toe, I'm going to work the quads, the glutes, and the hamstrings, which is really what this machine has been designed to work. So my leg press, similar to leg press I showed you a little bit earlier, is going to be down and up. I reach about a 90-degree angle at the bottom, and then push up. When I'm done, simply lock it into place, and that allows you to get up. I moved over to the leg curl machine, which is similar to what you're already used to in the Lions Center gym and the Village. A little bit different, as many of these are, but basically the same principle. So I'm sitting down, I'm going to lock myself in so there's no escaping, and hold on to the handles if indeed you need to. Activate the core as always, and I'm simply going to flex at the knees, activating the hamstring. This is a machine exercise, as you can see, and oftentimes people will indicate to you that machines are good for a while, but then move into free weights. This is still one of your better hamstring exercises, free weight or machine. So I would encourage you to cycle back to this if you stay with weight training year after year. This is a great variation. All right, here's a real effective hamstring exercise. I have the bar again in my hands. It's called stiff-legged deadlift. So I'm going to work primarily my glutes and my hamstrings. Nice tight back, straight line from my hips to the top of my head. I'm simply going to flex at the hips. Keep going, keep going, keep going. I don't want the back to round. Once I release the back, I'm not activating the glutes and the hamstrings the way I want to. So I keep that nice straight line. I feel it in the back, but I'm working isometrically. I'm going to go down as far as I can. I could easily go further, but I don't want to release the back. I want to keep the back nice and tight. Now to bring myself back up, I send the signals to my glutes and my hamstrings, which are the prime movers, activate, and that brings me back up to this extended position. So this is stiff-legged deadlift. It takes a little bit of practice to really understand how to activate the glutes and keep that back out of it, but real effective in terms of working your hamstrings and your glutes. All right, and the last leg exercise, glutes, hamstrings, quads, actually it's a full body exercise I want to show you, is the deadlift. So I have a small bar here. You certainly can use a big bar with bigger plates, but most of you are probably going to be more comfortable with a smaller bar. So the deadlift, if you remember the very first day we met, I suggested to you how you pick a bar up off the floor. That's basically what a deadlift is. I'm going to use a mixed grip as I reach down to grab this bar, and the mixed grip is going to help keep my back locked in a more comfortable position and less likelihood of me doing any damage. So I'm flexing the knees, I'm flexing the hips. Now my toes are underneath the bar. Back stays nice and flat. I've got a mixed grip, one hand under, one hand over. You determine what's most comfortable for you. Like any exercise, as you fight the resistance, you're gonna exhale, go all the way up. And then on the way down, it's that same movement, opposite of what we just did, in the knees and the hips. And I'm gonna bring that bar back down to the floor. Now I start again from a dead position. And there's your deadlift. Look how the back stays completely intact. I don't want any rolling. Flexion at the knees and the hips. Here's your deadlift. Now let's do a calf exercise, and I've moved back to the leg press machine. Rather than put my feet in the middle of the platform and go out and in with my knees to work my quads, glutes, and hamstrings, I'm now gonna slide my feet down to the bottom of the platform where the balls of my feet are barely on. Push it out. Keep my legs extended without locking. And now all I'm gonna do is flex and extend at the ankles. That's gonna work the gastrocnemius, and there's gonna be a little bit of a soleus work here also, but primarily the gastrocnemius. So here's another calf exercise. I had showed you how to do a calf raise, for lack of a better name, on the leg press machine. Now by flexing the knees, I'm gonna activate more of the soleus. The other exercise I showed you activates more of the gastrocnemius. Now by flexing the knees, I'm gonna work the soleus. So I'm lifting. Most of these are gonna have some locking mechanism. Everyone's gonna be a little bit different as you go from gym to gym. This I simply slide out. Now it's me against the machine. I let my heels drop and then come up. So same as the calf raise that I showed you on the leg press machine, but one more time as I flex the knees. Now the soleus gets more activated. The gastrocnemius helps out, but it's not as active. And then when I'm done, I simply slide the safety bar back in, and I'm able to escape. So that wraps up our leg variation demonstration. Like all the demos, there's more than this, but this is a sampling. This particular gym allowed me to do some things. There's other gyms that have more. In combination with what I showed you in terms of legs, you can refer back to the at-home workout. Lunges, squats are very good for your glutes, hamstrings, and quads. The actual true squat and the squat rack, I'm unable to show you here. So if you're going to try squats on your own and you haven't worked with me on squats yet, the advice I'd give you is make sure that you have someone look at your form closely and practice with very light weights before you start picking up heavy weights and get into the squat rack. But in terms of the leg exercises that I went over today, it's a pretty good sample. So I'd encourage you to experiment like all the other exercises and mix and match, find some things that you really like to do, and just force your body to do a little bit more than what they've already been doing in your current workout. So concluding what we've talked about in the last few videos, I've given you some demonstrations on back exercises, chest exercises, shoulders, arms, and lower body, which includes your glutes, your hamstrings, your quads, and your calf muscles. There's so many more exercises. As with any exercise, if you're not comfortable doing it, make sure you have a trainer or someone very experienced to check your form. But I would really encourage you to experiment with some of these things that I've showed you. And the whole goal behind these demonstrations is to get you out of your comfort zone and have your muscles working differently. Because as I've mentioned over and over again, one of the pitfalls in the weight room with many is they go with the same routine, same movement patterns for months and months at a time. So allow your muscles to try different movement patterns, work through different planes, try different grips, and you might be amazed at how you're feeling, and your progress can certainly be accelerated. So I hope you guys have a good time with these, and good luck getting access to a gym. If you have a couple of dumbbells in combination with the body weight routine that I showed you, there's no question you can stay active. Once you get back in the gym, then hopefully you'll try some of these variations of exercise. All right, take care.